Hello everybody, my name is Markus Stegmaier and this is the fourth part of the interview series Single Question with Dr. Vijai S Shankar. Today I would like to talk about a topic which has been very important in my life and I think is also important in many people's lives. It's about death. In one of your articles I found a quote, I will read it. Life is endless, so time cannot have an ending. So my single question for today is, what does it mean to live a deathless life, and how is it possible to live it, as it could not be denied that the body will die someday?
Yes. How does one live a deathless life? Because body will die one day.
Yes.
I know this is a very perpetual, haunting question for every man. Death is a very poignant, very serious, very frightening thought to man. It is all right for man to take death as is on his stride when he is young, hale and healthy. But when he confronts himself death, or his near and dear ones confront death, then any man gets shaken. It is understandable. It is understandable. Then every sense of spirituality or sense of wisdom goes outside the window. It requires a great degree of understanding to have cemented within oneself to deal with such a situation, if I could call it a situation that is death. I'm quite happy that you brought up this topic for today. I was wondering what your question would be, and I'm happy that it has addressed a very important question, very, very important. A man may be wealthy, he may have all the comforts in his life, he may have all the money in his life, but the moment he confronts death, or the moment he is informed that he is ill and nobody knows what the illness is about, or the illness may lead to death, no richness, no money can ever come to save that man. Nothing will feel adequate for the rich man. It is the same for a knowledgeable man too. Both the rich and the knowledgeable, he may have all the wisdom in his world. He may have all the PhDs and degrees in the world. But the moment he confronts death, he is shaken. Not even a rich man is shaken, a knowledgeable man is shaken too. Even the soldier is shaken. He is shaken when he is asked to go to the battlefield, for he knows he may meet death. But the question to a soldier is quite different. The moment he is in the battlefield, he has no sense of it, he has no fear of it. Life moves so fast. Therefore, it's a different question to a soldier. It disappears for him the moment he is in the battlefield. But not so for a knowledgeable man or for a rich man. He is in everyday life, he is not confronted with death. Whereas a soldier is confronted with the issue of death when the question of battlefield comes. A battlefield is not there every day in his training as a soldier. A battlefield suddenly appears. But when that battlefield appears, the surroundings are familiar and his training comes into force and he forgets death. That's the difference between a soldier, a knowledgeable man and a rich man. What about the poor man? A poor man, because of his starvation and lack of food, he always confronts death. He will feel always, I will die if I do not have food. So he is used to the concept of death. You look at the very poor, they say, what to do? My poor is there, I may die. So he gets used to that situation of death, similar to a soldier. So a soldier and a poor man are a parable to each other. There are similarity. He is in his poverty, he forgets death because he is used to it. A soldier is in the battlefield, he forgets the concept of death. But nevertheless, the question of death frightens everybody. Those who are not in the situation, it frightens them temporarily and he forgets it. But those who are not in that situation of death, for a rich man or an intelligent man or knowledgeable man who doesn't confront death every day, he is okay with it, but he is not okay with it. Because once he is informed that death is impending, he is frightened. Now, how do we understand? How does man lead a deathless life when he is alive? How does he confront the concept of death? Because he is sure that the body will die one day. Okay? Now, yes. And the other point which you point out was, since life is beginless and endless, how can the body die? Or how could there be an end to the body? But man believes that there will be an end to the body one day. Now, the question I have to address it from various angles, Marcus. Okay?
Yes.
The first and foremost, to understand death and how to confront it, how to understand it, man needs to understand life is very precise. Precision is the hallmark of life. What I mean by precision is, every moment happens in life. A moment happens in life and man does not make that moment. Man cannot identify also when the moment happens. He believes in his mind there are many moments and many moments happen in life. No, many moments do not happen in life because man cannot see many moments in life. He can only think of time but not a moment. A moment is a word for man but not a period of time. No science, no world has ever discovered what time exists in a moment. Therefore, and also man cannot know what is the cutoff point between one moment and the next moment. He cannot identify any definite cutoff point. Like for in his mind, he will know today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday, day after tomorrow is Wednesday, and so on and so forth. In his mind, he divides days. You follow me?
Yes.
Like that he divides. But even in any day, there is no definitive cutoff point between Monday and Tuesday. He creates a cutoff point in a 24 hours period scale. He knows a time 24 hours. He knows it is 12 a.m. now in the morning. Therefore he thinks 12 a.m. in the morning because the clock says so. He takes it as another day. But nevertheless, it is no definite cutoff point between one day and the next. You are with me so far?
Yes, I follow.
In the same manner, there is no cutoff point between 1 hour and the next. There is no cutoff point between 1 minute and the next. There is no definitive cutoff point between 1 second and the next. Similarly, there is no cutoff point between one moment and the next. Yes. Therefore, a moment is eternal, not multiple moments. Do you understand so far?
Yes.
And a moment is always ahead of the mind. It always is in front of the mind. It beats the mind. Before the mind can come into play, a moment is already there. When a mind comes into play, a moment is already there and the mind plays within the moment. Therefore, a mind is a play of sound in an eternal moment. And this play of sound is very precise, Marcus. I'm taking you very slowly so that you can understand it. How did this sound start in a moment? It started very precisely. In the life which is eternal, suddenly a sound started as a trickle. Even sound started as a trickle in life. Slowly and steadily, this sound increased in many, many minds in a trickle. And generally, and this sound also in a trickle slowly transformed us to words. Everything happening precisely, very precisely. Precision is the hallmark of life.